Steps of active learning for youth aspiring minds. Please note down
Okay.
study webs study webs of active learning for young aspiring minds. That is the full form of SWAYAM.
Okay.
Once
Sir.
again, I'll
Thank you.
repeat study webs, WEBS, study webs of active learning for youth aspiring minds. That is the full form of SWAYAM. But
Yeah.
when you look at the Sanskrit translation of Swayam, that is the that means self. Swayam is self. So we have to learn through ourself. We have to learn through the student or learner-centric approach at the learner's own phase. That is the importance of Swayam. And whatever things that we are doing, the importance or significance of ICT, the main focus area is that the learner has to learn himself at his or her own phase. That is the importance of Swayam or ICT in education. Okay, madam?
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank
That's
you,
fine.
sir.
That's fine. Very good. Very
Thank
good.
you.
That's how I want the participants to come up with a lot of information so that we can enrich our knowledge to a lot of supplements. Anybody else would like to reflect on it? Because ICT is well known, because since so many years, maybe 10 years, we are using ICT extensively in the field of education. And we all know how to use the internet, how to retrieve the information, store the information, and disseminate the information. That is a easy task for all of us today. And now we have entered into artificial intelligence, and in the virtual world, we are accessing chat GPT and so many other artificial intelligence methodologies so that we can retrieve the information and store the information and use the information whenever and wherever it is necessary. So we are all very much familiar with ICT in education, but how far our system has enabled us to use the ICT in education, even it is the area of motivation, interest, implementation, application, and moreover, we have to use it with lot of enthusiasm. That is more important in the field of ICT in education. That's what NEP is more or less concerned about, the implementation extensively of ICT in education at all strata of education. Not only learners and teachers, it has to be used for all phases of education. The input, the process, and the output. That is the system approach, what we feel to implement ICT in education. Somebody else, please come out with some of your ideas about ICT in education.
Sir, it can be synchronous or asynchronous type of learning, like
Correct?
synchronous blended learning.
Correct?
Uh, like,
What is what do you mean by blended learning, madam? Please give us
sir,
some
actually,
enlightenment.
face-to-face interaction, as what we were discussing or learning previously, face-to-face
Mhm.
interaction, this group
So
discussion,
blended
etc.
learning is nothing but learning the various aspects of education through blending ICT and the regular
Yeah,
traditional type of
yeah.
teaching. Am I right?
Along with that, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Correct, madam.
We we can use some videos or animation, simulation videos and all. Along with that, we can use the teaching methodology to make teaching more effective.
Yes, madam. That's very right. Very much correct. Correct,
And
correct.
also, sir, there will be some virtual labs, virtual simulation.
Yes.
That is also a part of ICT.
What do you mean by virtual labs, madam?
That is actually we are putting some simulation. For example, in a lab, if there are more than 70 students, the students at the backside, they cannot see experiment. So we can virtually, they have the capacity to virtually do the experiment using this internet or this computer aided programs.
Correct. Now we have entered into artificial intelligence. Moreover, we have entered into fifth generation of computers. Earlier, we have seen the computer generations from so many upgradations. We have integrated chips, microchips. Then we come into the arena of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is something which has opened our idea of education and other aspects of schooling and higher education institutions to that extent. And we have seen augmented reality. What madam is just
Yes.
now telling about the virtual labs and integration of so many things into the education by learning it in virtual mode, everything comes under augmented learning. That is the short form of it is AR. That is augmented learning. It is not fragmented. Everything is augmented. For example, the overlay of computer images one after another will give us insight of everything into one single screen. That is the idea of augmented learning. In virtual laboratory, students can visualize everything without going to different sections of the internet or internet websites. In one screen, everything is visible. For a best example for this is Google Map, what we see today. In Google Map, everything is augmented. For example, student can see where are the hotels, where are the petrol banks, where are the various shops and centers nearby, institutions nearby. So like that, in one screen, everything is visible as per the interest of the student, taste of the student. That's why even the machine learning has been incorporated into information and communication technology. We all know about machine learning because we use WhatsApp, rather than WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, wherein we use so many products and we purchase so many products through these kind of websites. Immediately, the repetition of such products will be exhibited on the screens one after another without our knowledge. That is machine learning. The program will be the whole data will be, the algorithm will be set in the programs, and whatever we use in the computers through internet, that will be taken by the computer, understood by the computer. Repeatedly it will be given. And these augmented reality and machine learning are more popular nowadays, and even the computer engineers and programs are giving lot of importance for this, and we are using it for educational purpose so that we can enhance learning. Because as madam said, virtual labs are really very important, so that the students can experience virtually everything whatever they want to visualize. And we have heard about holography images, holography projection, holography capturing, and the 3D images. The experience will be very much true that we ourselves will not understand whether it is a real image or a fake image. That much improvement is happening in the field of artificial intelligence. Earlier, computers have understood binary numbers 0110, and moreover, Japanese and other advanced countries have already stepped into fifth generation of artificial intelligence, and they are now starting computers to understand human emotions through their human languages. Whatever languages we have in NEP 2010 2020, the same concept has to be given lot of emphasis. The learners has to understand the whole learning content in their own regional language. That is a more important aspect of NEP 2020 with regard to ICT. That's why these augmented reality, machine learning, and all the latest advancement in technology are stepping into the field so that we can learn ICT and we can use ICT, apply ICT in the field of education. Thanks, madam, for giving information about virtual laboratory.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, madam. I want someone else to come with your ideas about ICT. Anybody else? See, there's so many people. What people are looking at can come with lot of things because you're all professionals, and moreover, you are using ICT every day. Oh, thank you for your interaction. And the key aspects of ICT in NEP 2020, let me come up with information provided by the authentic websites. The policy calls for investment in building and expanding digital infrastructure. This is a very important thing. Digital infrastructure is very much important because NETF, National Technology Teacher Education Technology in Education Forum, that has also emphasized the digital infrastructure in all the institutions. That includes online platforms like Swayam, Diksha. Anybody know what is the full form of Diksha here? You might have heard Diksha, right? Anybody? Digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing. That is the full form of Diksha. Digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing, Diksha, which includes online platforms, digital repositories, and virtual labs to support online teaching and learning. That is a very important aspect of ICT in NEP 2020. And other important aspects are NEP 2020 encourages the development of high quality digital educational content in various Indian languages, ensuring accessibility and relevance for all learners. Because earlier years, we have seen that only English language has been given a priority in all information that we are obtaining. But nowadays, due to the translation technology, even the computers are doing a lot good for us. And easily we can translate whatever information to any other translation, any other languages, and we can access that. And moreover, all the informations that we obtain in the website will be easily communicated through our own regional, our mother tongue languages. That is one of the important key aspect of NEP 2020. And moreover, all the schools and institutions of higher education has to give this awareness to the pupils, because the importance of mother tongue or regional language is very much discussed nowadays in the field of education. And moreover, the education will be more effective when the learners use whatever information obtained to them in their own mother tongue or regional language will give them very good opportunity to learn. And a lot of inputs will be there, lot of enrollment will be there, and lot of peoples will be coming to the education to obtain education in various institutions of higher education. That is more or less to be noted, so that we can access education through ICT in such forms. And third point is that policy emphasizes the need to train teachers to effectively use technology in education. And it is a very important factor, because the teacher, there are so many research studies which says the teachers really knows how to use the ICT in education, but they're not showing the interest to use ICT in education because of so many barriers, like not having a very good infrastructure in the institutions, and the students are not showing proper interest in the classrooms to use technology in education because of dearth of gadgets that they are having. Their mobile phones or internet connections or infrastructure facilities in computers are not up to the mark in institution. This is one of the recent research study that has been given findings like this. It's including the development of their skills and creating digital content. Even creating digital content has a lot of things to do, because one has to develop the skill how to develop the digital content. Because when programmers are there, software programmers are there, when we give the storyboards to them, what we has to become next, like what we teach in the classroom, the 5E models, what we say, or Herbartian steps, what we say. As per that, we have to bring the students learning from known to unknown. That storyboard has to be made by the professional teachers, and that has to be utilized by that has to be programmed by the software engineers. When we give some idea to software engineers, and they will definitely do it. Or else there are so many online open access platforms in the internet wherein we can access the internet, and there are so many applications or websites wherein we can build our own digital content. You look into the website or just give a search in the website, or give a keyword in the chat GPT saying that where are the digital platforms where I can create a digital content. You will get many website, n number of website, and that has to be utilized in online platforms like Swayam or Diksha, and conducting online assessment also possible, as one of our participants has earlier said. And NEP 2020 promotes blended learning approaches, combining online and face-to-face learning experience to cater to the diverse learning styles and needs. That is also has to be noted very much, as we have already discussed how we have to blend uh, online digital content and face-to-face learning experiences and traditional type of education. The policy NEP 2020 recognizes the importance of bridging the digital divide and ensuring equitable access to technology for all students, regardless of their socio-metric background or geographical location. When we see the students community, they are very much using mobiles, but in fact, they are using the mobiles for social media to the greater extent. They're using internet, and also they're using Instagrams, WhatsApp, Facebook, and other social medias. And YouTube is very popular now. But how far they're using it for the educational purpose, that has to be assessed. And moreover, whether the students are getting internet connections everywhere, because now I have seen in some advanced countries, the internet will be accessible to all the students in all the schools 24 bar 7. Even they go home, on the way to the home, they can access the internet and they can get a lot of insight into the things what they want to learn in education. Dr. Ramesh sir, please mute your microphone. Ramesh Kamatigi sir, please mute sir. Dr. Ramesh Kamatigi sir, please mute. Hello. Please, anybody call to Dr. Ramesh Kamatigi sir so that he can mute the mic. Okay, thank you. And more important is the digital divide, what we see on part of the students, that has to be eliminated, because we have seen very set of students. I have worked as a registrar in Open University, and I've seen the students that are using internet and online learning platforms to a larger extent than the regular students. And even though they have all the knowledge, they are coming from rural background. They say their socio-economic status and their domestic status and their what do we call professional status, everything has become hurdle to use internet whenever and wherever they want. That is one of the digital divide that I have seen. And in all the institutions, schools and colleges, even the students are having all the equipments with them, the laptop or whatever, tabs or phones, whatever they have. Are they using the internet for educational purpose? That has to be assessed by the teachers. That is very important, because when the teachers show more interest towards the students, what they are doing and how far effectively they are using their screen time by focusing on educational system, that is very important. And equitable access to technology, what we say, is more important, because when equity is something different than equality. As we know, equity is that whenever need is there, that has to be fulfilled, and that has to be equalized in the field of education on or whatever it is, regardless of their sociometric background. That is also important. We've seen different types of students at different geographical locations. That hurdle has to be overcome. That's why this NTEF has been formed by National Educational Policy. As I said earlier, National uh, Educational Technology Forum. That is the full form of NTEF. And NEP 2020 encourages the use of online assessments, because nowadays online assessment has become very accessible, feasible, because we cannot go to different person to understand their opinion and behavior, whatever it is, and their achievement has to be assessed through online. That will be more fruitful. And of course, you are answering the question through Google form, and the paper, the online questions that will come in the form of multiple choice questions. Like that, online assessment has to be made. One important thing that has been revelation is we have seen a lot of changes in online examinations. Earlier, we used to do online examinations at certain places. Even today, we are doing online examinations like NEET examinations for medical students and other engineering examination students. There will be particular places where students will go and attend online examinations at their own conveniences. And the government or system will allot the students as per their convenience, how far they can go there and do the things. But now advancement is very much that online examinations can be done by various institutions by using the artificial intelligence softwares, because the students who are sitting in any places, even in abroad, can participate in online classes, online learning, as well as online examinations or assessments. By creating such an environment that even artificial intelligence will identify that proctoring, what we call proctoring system, and they write the examination by using their own laptops or own desktop computers or own mobile phones. Even the students commit any mistake, the alert will be given to the students. 1, 2, 3, like that, alert will be given to the students. Even the artificial intelligence, the sense the eye movements, head movements, and any noise or any sounds which will come to the students, and immediately the student will be debarred from the examination. Even after 3 uh, important instructions will be given or alerts will be given to them. That's how the idea is developing day by day. The proctoring system has come into existence, and no need for the students to come to the regular stream of education. Even in open distance learning also, students can study and learn, and they can attend the examinations wherever they are sitting. That is one of the important thing to be noticed nowadays. In 21st century skills, evaluation has become very, very updated. And the lot of infrastructural wastages has to be minimized through this kind of proctoring system or assessment system through ICT in education. That's why NEP 2020 has given lot of priorities to implement all these strategies in education field. And it has to provide a timely feedback and track students' progress. That is very important. Within fraction of a minute, the student feedback and student progress will be taken by the teachers. And of course, communication cycle, we all know, when feedbacks will be taken, immediately we can start another cycle of communication by sending the information to the students, so that it is very easy for the teachers to track the students' progress, as well as students will be more involving in these, because they are experiencing the first-hand effect of what they are seeing through information and communication technologies nowadays. So these are the points to be remembered. The number 1 is digital infrastructure, digital content creation, teacher training, blended learning, addressing the digital divide, and online assessment. These are the key features of ICT role in NEP 2020. So when we look at the emerging technologies, what are the benefits of ICT, as we are already discussed earlier? And digital platforms can expand access to education for students in remote and undeserved areas. This is very important because the students from different geographical areas cannot come to institutions. Nowadays, the open distance learning has become very much popular. And even when we look at schooling pattern also, NIAS has made students to learn from their own places and their own conveniences. Open schooling has been developing nowadays, and these digital learning platforms will definitely expand education for students at all geographical locations. But only thing is our government has to give priorities as per the recommendations of NEP 2020 so that every student will get proper gadgets to utilize internet and digital access and internet facilities, 5G or 4G internet facilities, so that we'll come to a particular sector so that every student will use ICT for the benefit of their own educational progress. Of course, one irony is the private internet users like Airtel, Jio, and other private users have already introduced 5G in every places. But unfortunately, the government sector, BSNL, that has not even updated their internet facilities, that is especially with 5G in all the places. Now they are upgrading. I have asked one employee of BSNL who is in a very higher position why this is happening, because the government is not giving sufficient funds, and I don't know what other things are hidden agendas are there with the BSNL. They are not providing internet to all areas, geographical locations. It is developing day by day. One day will come, even the BSNL will upgrade, and government has to give subsidy or free internet to everyone in the country so that education has to be given through ICT, and that has to be observed as a pivotal issue in the field of education. And when we talk about personalized learning, technology can enable personalized learning experience tailored to individual student needs and learning styles. I want anybody to give comment on personalized learning. Anybody would like to give ideas about personalized learning experiences? Because when we speak about individual student needs, how we have to tailor the individual student needs through this personalized learning. I want you to reflect on it so that we can
Sir,
continue.
some online courses a teacher has to do through, as we discuss MOOC or Swayam courses, we can perform some online courses where it is new to a teacher,
Okay, that's
like
fine, ma'am.
AI,
That's fine. That's fine.
artificial intelligence
Right.
related, and how to adopt AI in the teaching, and how to inculcate that in students this thing. So as a teacher we should learn that, and then we can deliver the same knowledge to the students for the betterment
That's right.
of
Here,
students.
one word has to be focused: learning styles. What do you mean by learning styles? Anybody here in the group to give more insight into learning styles? When we understand the learning styles of the students, we can identify the needs of the students. Without identifying the learning styles, it is highly impossible. There are four types of learning styles identified by a person called Wark, Professor Wark. We call it as a Wark model of learning. There are so many types of learning styles if you search the internet. The very popular learning styles are audio learner, visual learner, kinesthetic learner, as well as audio visual learner. These are the four types. Kinesthetic learner will understand everything through doing, because kinesthetic means doing something in action. So audio learner will understand through audio listening. And of course, audio visual learner will understand through visual learning. And audio visual learners will understand through both audio visual effects. So if we identify these types of learning styles through among the students, so that we can identify the learning needs of the students, because everybody will not understand or learn effectively through one type of learning styles, because this type of learning style will suit to some students groups, and other type of learning styles will suit to some other students groups. So how to identify the need? There are so many research questionnaires which will enable us to understand the student needs, what they really want, whether they are understanding through audiovisual or whether they are happy to understand through audio formats, because there are so many audio lessons can be prepared, and their flexible timing and leisurely timing or free timing, whatever we say, at their convenient phase of time, they can listen to audios wherever or whenever they want to, and that can be done. And now mobile is with everyone, visual and or audio visual learning is possible to students. So we have to create a content or some contents in education so that all types of learning styles has to be met, whatever it is, Diksha or Swayam, through MOOC platform, whatever it is, or in the classrooms also, when we prepare such contents to all types of students, even if you want to facilitate to kinesthetic learners, if they want to do something and know something by themselves, to have first-hand experiences, because we, when we ask our conscious, there are so many different blends of learning styles will be there in ourselves. We know that how to use the learning styles effectively with different types of portions or different types of learning patterns. So that has to be identified among the students, so that these online teaching will be more effective. Because in traditional classrooms, what happens, only traditional way of teaching, face to face interaction will be there, even though if you follow blended learning approach, they'll be sitting in front of the students, and more students are may not be comfortable in the classrooms to hear from the teachers, because nowadays we have seen the flipped classrooms. This is a concept in education field. The flipped classroom emphasizes that the students will learn the concept before they are coming to the classes or before they are attending the learning programs. And after this, when attend the learning programs, teacher is going to deliver the facilitate the students with lot of information, and they may use ICT or not. That is a different matter. And in flipped classroom, what happens? Students will learn in home through ICT, and in the classroom itself, they learn before teacher says something about it, and they will start discussing about the issues and challenges in the particular segments. So that is one beautiful concept of flipped learning. In many schools in advanced countries, they are using this flipped learning so that the student will get a first-hand experiences. When teachers say something, that will become second-hand experience to them. How far the learning will be effective, that has to be identified by the teachers. So in flipped classrooms, this is possible. So the needs of the students vary from one student to another students, and we really don't think about the learning styles before getting to teaching or facilitating the students. That is the one of the major drawback of our teaching. But this will be eliminated through ICT. That's why NEP 2025 has highly emphasizes on learner-centered approach. Learner-centered approach. That is very important to be noticed in NEP 2020 with regard to ICT implementation in education and use of extensive educational content through ICT. And of course, in the long run, ICT can make education more cost effective by reducing reliance on traditional resources and infrastructure. We all know that gadgets are very costly, and of course, that if the government or institutions provide gadgets and infrastructure at the subsidy rates, and education, even in government sectors in our country, they are providing computers and digital awareness, and the training centers like whatever it is, CTE, DET, IISc, and other NCRT or NTEF. They're all giving a proper inputs to teachers. So the teachers has to utilize this extensively and use it in the classroom, so that the cost effectiveness will be there on part of students within the reach of the fingertips, these kind of things can be accessed so that education will become more economical to the students. So the key points here is increased access, personalized learning, improved learning outcomes, and enhanced teacher effectiveness, and also cost effectiveness. These are the things that has to be significantly identified by the NEP 2025 in the purview of ICT in education. And some of the challenges and considerations will be ensuring equitable access to technology and digital literacy for all students remains a key challenge. So equitable access, as already we have discussed, that is very difficult to cater with. And of course, our government, state government or central government in a concentric approach of education, they're trying their level best to give some access of technology to every student in all the institutions, including private as well as private government sectors. And it is a key challenge. Of course, gradually everybody is getting a lot of knowledge into it, and providing adequate training and support for teachers to effectively integrate ICT into their practice as a crucial. So we all know that whatever training and support existing we are giving, that is not sufficient, because there are so many teachers, they're not showing as much of interest they're showing in a traditional way of teaching. We have to bring those teachers and give awareness to them by giving them, because nowadays these computers, internet, and use of so many applications, chat GPT, everything has become user friendly. Anybody can access anywhere. So that has to be looked into, and these challenges has to be met by us only. We have to tune ourselves in the teaching field, that as a teachers, it is our responsibility to bring effectiveness in teaching learning platforms. And of course, developing high quality, engaging, and culturally relevant digital content is essential to everyone. When you say high quality, what do we mean by high quality? High effectiveness will be high quality. When student learns without any barrier, easily, friendly, so that we call that as a high quality content. And moreover, these ICT will increase a lot of engagement among students, and culturally relevant also. These digital contents has to be done culturally relevant, so that we need to avoid contents created by the foreign educators. So in YouTube, there are so many educators are there. Even the school dropouts has become educator nowadays. Nowadays, if you see the YouTube videos of dropout students, they are far better than the traditional teachers. They have learnt teacher. They have gone through various professional training like B.Ed, M.Ed, or D.Ed. And of course, that will fascinate us, because nowadays internet has become such an beautiful place where we learn so many things. Whatever we have interest, it is a platform for us to learn everything. That's why more kind of such high quality, engaging, or culturally relevant digital content has to be developed by our teachers, so that our students will be engaged with lot of easiness. And ensuring the long-term sustainability of ICT infrastructure and initiatives is important. Using ICT for one class or leaving it for another class is not important. For all the classes, that kind of blended learning has to be made. Wherever, whenever ICT is necessary, that infrastructure and also a lot of initiatives has to be taken care of in the field of education, so that both the teachers and the students will be comfortable to use ICT in everyday routine in their education system. With this, I'll stop here for the break session, and there is a 5 minute time now. I want our teachers to ask some questions related to whatever we have discussed right now with these 3 or 4 slides. I want to come up with some questions by the teachers. Please ask questions so that we can have more insight into the things that we have discussed right now. Anybody from here?